Hello again, my name is Larry Robertson, and welcome to the third episode of TMS Tightrope Carousel 6.4.5 RSS feeds. In this episode, we're going to look at common errors you may encounter in Carousel along the way while creating RSS feeds. While I'm on this page, you'll notice that I've added a new section on here. The three most common errors in Carousel when creating RSS feeds. And I'm going to walk through those in this episode. So let's get started. I'm currently logged in already to Carousel. And I have a feed here. This feed is just a test feed on my part. It was not included in the demos on the GitHub download. So just bear with me. This is just a test feed that I have, and it shows the American flag. This is at the channel level using an image element. Okay, and we're going to mess this up and introduce the three errors into this so that you can see firsthand what happens. Okay, here's the source to the RSS feed. It's short and simple. Here's the image of the American flag that's put in there, and the rest of the tags at the channel level and at the item level down here, they're just standard tags. We're not going to worry about those. So let me come back and edit this to introduce error number one. What's error number one? The cause of this error is RSS feed file not found on the server. That's the real cause. But Carousel, when you receive the error, says the supplied syndication resource has a content format of none, which does not match the expected content format of RSS. Now, Carousel's error message is not very helpful here. What does that mean? So the real cause of this, I'm making it simple for you, is that the feed file is not found on the server. In other words, probably the file name is wrong, or you forgot to copy it onto the server from your local drive. Okay, so we can simulate that by going into the feed on the Carousel end and editing the file name. I'm just going to put an X in the file name to simulate this. And when you hit continue, you get the error message. So you could not read the URL. Please check that the file exists of the atom. Actually, I didn't include this part in it, but you get the idea. This is the error message right there that it receives. So let me go ahead and undo that and come back to reality here. Let me just cancel it. Okay, the next error that we're going to look at is the cause of it is one or more blocks are overlapping one another in your bulletin design. Carousel reports the error as no blocks could fit in the current template. Well, that's pretty close. It's not a matter of no blocks can fit. It's more than likely one or more blocks don't fit because they're overlapping each other. Okay, let's simulate that error. I'm going to go in and edit this feed, continue, and you can see that we have a channel image block in there, and the name of the block is web picture. So I'm going to come in and edit this, and the block is located right here. Okay. Now, to create this overlapping problem, all I have to do is, for example, just cover up everything, put it all behind there. So now the image is full screen, and it's covering up all these other blocks that are in the picture. So I'm going to say save and exit, continue. Finish, and OK. This is going to take a while to render. So, oops, let me find it again. Here it is. So let's just see when it starts to render. When it starts to render, this picture will disappear and it'll say that it's rendering. So this may take a while, just bear with me. Once it says it's rendering, we can go refresh the whole page, and I'll show you how to find the error message. While we're here, I can show you a shortcut to make this render a little bit quicker. If you go into Edit and you do that same trick, put the X in there, say Continue, and then go in and take the X out. Now this is just like recreating it from scratch, and it always renders faster when you recreate it from scratch. It doesn't have to wait for the 15-minute interval the carousel puts it through. So hopefully this is going to be a little quicker. Okay, now we're rendering. So if I come up in the browser and hit the refresh, then we go back into Manage Bulletins, we're going to see this error pop up. Hopefully, let me try it again. What I'm looking for is over in this area, it's going to turn red with the error. So it's still not finished rendering far enough to generate the error. So we'll just keep on trying here. It's not done rendering yet. Okay. It'll never render because it has an error in it. Just have to be patient and wait. Wait for it to happen. Here we go. Now we can see when we hover over active bulletins, there's an error indicated over here. So if we go into the active bulletins, scroll down to it, here's the error message. No blocks could fit in the current template. All right, so much for that error. Let's go back in and edit it so we can get it back to where it was. Remove that error. Then we can move on to the third error. Okay. Okay, here we go. Make it smaller, make it smaller. That looks about good. Make it a little bit lower in height. There we go. Now let's save and exit that. And I'm going to go in and edit this again to, oops, I went to the wrong place. Continue. I'm going to pull that trick again where we go in and change the file name so that hopefully it will render faster. And then get rid of the X. All right, now it should render a little bit faster anyway. Get it back to where it was. All right, well, that's trying to render now. Let me go back. Oops. back to here. Let's take a look at what the next error is going to be. The cause of the error, either the channel image URL is invalid or the item enclosure URL attribute value is invalid. But Carousel, it generates the error, please contact administrator name for assistance. Well, that's very helpful. Okay. Excuse me. Let's take a look at what is the channel image URL and what is the item enclosure URL attribute value. We're going to look at those two. We're going to do that in Dreamweaver. Okay, here's the channel image URL. When the error occurs, it doesn't like this. Okay. So if I introduce an X here and I save it and put it out to the, let me go back and check on the progress of this rendering now. Okay, it's re-rendered, so it's all fixed up. We're going to introduce this error differently. We're going to change the RSS feed source and put an error in there, whereas this file right here does not exist. Okay, so I need to put this out to the server where Carousel's looking for it, and that change has now been made to the version on the server. So I come back into here. All right, let's do the little trick again where we kind of try to expedite the rendering of this. Continue. All right, let's see if that did anything for life. Still isn't rendering. Just give it a minute. Let me just double check that I actually put it out to the site successfully. File complete. Yeah, it says here that it's the same as the original, so it did work successfully when I put it out there the last time. But you just have to be patient again. There we go. Now it's rendering. Let me refresh the whole page, go back into Manage Bulletins, and there we have an error. Let's see what this error says this time. It says, please contact Larry Robertson, me being the administrator, for assistance. So that wasn't very much help, and it will never render. So you're going to get that error message, and this is all you're going to be able to see of it. So that's why I had to make sure that I explained that, because that eats up most of your time right there. You get so frustrated trying to solve that problem and not have a clue as to where to look for it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix this back to where it was, so that'll be all right for future reference. I put it out there. And that concludes this episode about common errors. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up in YouTube underneath the video. Thank you.